Let me start this off by saying MW2 won't be the greatest game of all time in its current state, but I do think it has the potential to be the greatest or one of the greatest Call of Duties we've seen yet. Now, mind you, this game has been out for less than 12 hours in North America, and it's been slowly rolling out over the last 24 hours globally. So for most of us, we probably have less than a handful of hours already on the game, but thus far, my handful of hours have been a lot of fun. I want to get into the things that I'm really enjoying about the game, but first and foremost, I want to address the title of this video and why I think this game could be the best of all time. The number one thing I think that's holding back Modern Warfare 2 truly is the footstep audio. From everything I've seen online to all the gameplay I've personally played and watched, I think the footsteps really are the number one problem with the game. Loud footsteps make it hard for players to play aggressive and move around the map, as well as it makes it hard to stay on kill streaks because you either have to sit in one spot and the enemies will know you're always there, or you have to move around the map and they'll hear you coming anyway. So it definitely is hard to get on long kill streaks, and getting a nuke seems like it'll be very difficult. Considering the maps in this game are a lot smaller than compared to Modern Warfare 2019, it's so much easier to hear enemies coming behind you or next to you, flanking you, whatever it may be. And 9 times out of 10 when I die, a lot of it is because the enemies hear me coming and are pre-aiming the doorway or the alleyway that I'm coming down, and it makes it really hard. In a lot of 1v1 gunfights, I feel like I'm able to win most of those, but when the enemies hear me coming and I'm coming up on a flank, I usually get killed. I could run dead silence and wait for that to power up every time I want to make a play, but I would have to play super slow and alter my playstyle a lot, to which I don't necessarily want to do. Plus, I want to use the other field upgrades and try those out. I think by adding a dead silence or footsteps perk, and it doesn't have to necessarily take down 100% of footstep audio, but at least drop it down to like 20-25% audio, I think that would make this game greatly better and actually give it an opportunity to be one of the best CODs of all time. I think from the gunplay to the maps to the way the game runs, the way it feels, the way it looks, overall, I'm really enjoying everything I've played and seen so far. I know the radar and the traditional minimap not being the game is a problem for many people, and for me, I would definitely like a traditional minimap, but overall, I don't think it's too difficult if you have headphones on to just hear the audio of where enemies are firing and kind of know when to have your gun up and when to be alert and when you can most likely run around without being near enemies. Traditional UAV and traditional radar would definitely be good in the game, but it is what it is. And as much as I would like other things in the game like traditional prestige, I think there are many things, at the core fundamentals of this game that are really good, and the only one that I have a major problem with is the footsteps. Briefly touching on the maps so far, I don't think I've played all the maps so far out of the 10 that are here, 66 at launch. I haven't played any ground war yet, but I do think the maps are really good. I think they add I think each map has its own play style that makes sense. Some maps I use an AR, some maps I use an SMG, and I think there are plenty of routes on each map that can kind of fit your playstyle and fit whatever weapon you're using. Other than the way they play, I think the maps look really good. I don't feel like this game is super dull and boring like we saw with, like, say, Vanguard. I do like the colors so far that we've seen. I think so far from the guns I've been able to use right now, I'm about level 16 or 17, so I've used a handful of guns, and I do think that they all seem to be pretty viable from the ones I've used. I'm currently really liking the P90. I believe it's like the PDW or something like that in game, but it looks like the P90, so that's pretty much what I've been calling it. But I have been enjoying that gun the most. I actually do believe that, obviously it is only launch day for Modern Warfare 2, but I do believe this game could end up being one of the better Call of Duties that we've seen. But I think the footstep audio is really going to hold it back, and I think the fact that you're just so loud for 90% of the game just really holds this game back. I'm sure skill-based matchmaking and all that stuff will also kick in and make me frustrated. But right now, since it is a new game, the number one thing on my mind is toning down footstep audio or adding a dead silence perk. I really do want to commend Infinity Ward and Activision and all developers working on this game, because so far it has been a really good experience, and I haven't seen too many negative things thus far from everyone that's been playing. Like I said, this is day 1 of the game, or day 2 depending on where you live in the world, and obviously things are going to get probably worse and not as fun, not that early excitement, the honeymoon phase I usually have with things that are new. But I think at the core fundamentals of the game, this game could be and really is really good. Either way, I just wanted to throw my thoughts out there from my first few hours of gameplay from what I've seen, played, and watched. So thank you all for watching this video. If you enjoyed and want to see more Modern Warfare 2 content, make sure to like and subscribe, and hopefully I will see you all in the next video.